Alrighty guys, this is part 2. I just came back. I'm making a video, I don't know, 50 minutes later. Yeah, I'm making a video about, I don't know, 50 minutes later. Around there. I just took my shower and I went to the store and I got my smokes. And I got my pizza. I'm saving my pizza for after I finish this video. After I shut the camera off. I will what? I will make this. I'll eat my pizza once the video is uploaded. What I usually do now is when I upload the video, I watch the video on my save file, and then once it's uploaded on YouTube, I watch the rest on my YouTube channel. Obviously, you guys will see this video in a good, I don't know, 40 minutes to a good hour from now, around there. I might make a 1 hour video or a full 1 hour, like 30-40 minute video. Depends how much energy I have. Yeah. Yeah, guaranteed Peter Jackson will tell me, Ivan, you're being far too generous with your stars. You're overpaying all your actors, Ivan. This is crazy. This is A-lister salaries, Ivan. This is an A-lister contract. Yeah, they're all signing A-lister deals. That's what my company will blow out of the water, yeah. It will blow Hollywood out of the water. It will blow Hollywood out of the water. See what I'm saying? It will blow Hollywood out of the water, my company. Yes, I'm going to make Zayn for $985 million for the budget. So it's the biggest movie budget ever made. Biggest, most expensive movie ever made. It'll blow all the Hollywood movies out of the water. When I mean all those movies, I mean like I heard Fast and Furious 10 is they're gonna make it for $340 million. Yeah. Avengers Endgame was made for $356 million. So I'm saying, yeah, my company will blow out of the water. Yeah, my movie, most expensive movie ever made. The Hobbit was made for I think $645 million. If you go on Wikipedia, it says the most expensive movie ever made was, I believe, what was it? Pirates of the Caribbean or Endgame, I think, are the most expensive movies ever made. But it's actually inaccurate because I went on Google and supposedly The Hobbit was made for $645 million for the three movies. No, I know why. I know why they're counting individual movies. Because the whole Hobbit trilogy was made for $645 million, but individually each movie was made for about 200. I don't know, about 200, like $20 million each. So they probably didn't. If you're going to include the entire franchise, The Hobbit is the most expensive movie ever made. Or maybe no, the Avengers movies, obviously. But yeah, my Zane's will be the most expensive movie ever made. That's why that's one reason why it'll have crazy buzz. Because you're looking at a revolutionization of technology, man. Something better than even Pandora Avatar. Some Zara. Aratak are no more demons. 3 times scarier than all these beings and all these movies that you saw in the past. 3 times scarier than what? Than the Orkai, the Ring Race, Pennywise the Clown. It's real. The devil being an animal. Remember that devil being an animal? Although you guys saw the movies, yeah. Remember that scene when you saw that devil? That was creepy. I remember I saw it in theaters. That creeped me out. And I was in the theaters all by myself. It was only me in the theaters, obviously. And I saw Annabelle, and I was pretty spooked by that devil, obviously. Well, Aratel made that devil look good. Looking at demons. That's why I'll have crazy websites. That's why guys like John Campion, Rob Mayer Burnett, Crinkle Drinker, Neil 2, Star Wars Theory, right? Overlord DVD, Midnight Edge are all going to be drooling over my my movie, man. Oh, did you see that trailer? Oh my god. Yeah, they're all going crazy. My movie, yeah, crazy. They won't talk about it because I didn't sell. I'm on the public eye. But they're guaranteed going to say it in like in a code word, right? Oh my god, did you see that trailer? No, I said that's that. No, I said, oh my god, I can't wait to watch this movie. You're gonna see how excited they are. Yeah, because they're all hard. All those guys are all hardcore movie nerds. They love movies, Sarah. Yeah, man, looking at crazy worldwide buzz for Zayas, man. It's crazy, like buzz like you've never seen this before. Hence why you guys are gonna feel the price of being left behind. You're gonna feel that price, man, because what? You're gonna feel the price because what? You're gonna feel the price because you're looking at worldwide international fame, man. You're battered from the glory. You're battered from the glory of God. You're abandoned from the glory of God. See what I'm saying? You're abandoned from the glory of God. You're not saved. Whereas Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson and my stars and the crewmen the Lord of the Rings crewmen are gonna be saved. That's why they're all gonna beg. Obviously, you need to just resign. I'm like, guys, I'm not resigning you. You're not good for the Grayscape or the Matrix. It's not fair to Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, all them. Look, man, I saved you for this movie. You're not good for the Grayscape or the Matrix. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I might just make a 1 hour video, guys. I don't know if I can talk for an hour and 30 minutes. See what happens. Then I'll upload it and I'll watch the video with you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Peter might even try and suck the money off the actors. Ivan, the royalties you're paying all your stars, just give it all to me. I'm like, no, Peter. I'm not going to give you $100, $120 of the actors' royalties, combined royalties earnings. I'm already paying you $450 million of royalties, and you're 85 million base. That's enough. You don't make this in Hollywood. Stop being greedy and think about others for once, and not only about yourself. I know you like doing this for movies. I'm not going to let you do this for fucking Zanus. I'm not going to let you take everything for yourself, man. You can't be greedy, man. Yeah, but I'm a billionaire. I'm much bigger than them. They're puny compared to me. Yes, that's why I'm paying way more than the actors, but you're pushing it. I'm not going to pay you any more than $500 million. You'll rip me off if I pay you more than that, man. I'm not going to give you an $800 billion deal for the royalties. You're fucking crazy. You're taking like 1.2, 1.3% of the pie. And I have to pay my 17 too. It's not just, yeah. My 17 deserve a nice payday too, Pierce. It's not just about you. You're making way more than all members of my 17. It's not fair to them. They deserve a payday. The bosses of my company deserve a nice payday too. My secretaries deserve their nice $5.5 million in royalties. You know what I'm saying? And Jon Favreau and only deserve a nice $140 million in royalties. They deserve a nice payday too. It's not just about you. You're making even more than Jon Favreau, for crying out loud, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Stop being greedy. You're being greedy, Peter. Stop. Stop being greedy, Peter. You're being greedy. See what I'm saying? You're being greedy, Peter. You're being greedy, Peter. Stop. Right? So yeah. So Peter will help me. Help me what? If I choose Peter Jackson, obviously, I'll hire his wife Fran and Barry Osborne. Hire guys that he's familiar with, and I'll ask Peter, who is the best assistant director to help you? Who is the best assistant director to help you? Ask Peter that. I don't know. He might ask me, Ivan, who are you thinking of? Who do you think is good for me? I think Guillermo del Toro is a good director to help you as your assistant director, because he worked on you in The Hobbit, obviously. So he did Pan's Labyrinth, which is fantasy, obviously. He also did The Hobbit. Hence why he co-wrote it with you. Hence why I think he's the best man to be your assistant director. I'll sign him to a nice deal. So if I choose Peter Jackson, I was over Mel. Don't have Mel. I'll fly Peter and I'll fly his wife. I'll tell Peter, you want your wife? I think your wife is good. I think your wife should be involved in this movie. Yeah, my wife is more than happy to be involved in the movie. Okay, when I fly, I'll fly you and your wife together, and I'll fly Barry Osborne. I believe all you guys live in New Zealand. I'll fly all you guys in my private jet to Vancouver, and I'll sign all you guys. Sign Peter to his deal. Sign Fran to her $1 million deal as my assistant producer. And sign Barry Osborne for his $850,000 deal. That's a good paycheck for Barry Osborne. If Barry Osborne wants like $2 million, I'm like, Barry, I'm not going to pay you that. You're my assistant producer. You're not worth that. $850K is a good paycheck. You don't even make this in Hollywood. You make a couple $100,000 in Hollywood. Since our assistant directors don't make much in Hollywood. And Fran is sharing Peter's money pretty much, and she's my assistant producer. I'm only going to pay her $1 million. That's enough. Which is like what, like 2.53 million in New Zealand money, and Fran's making a lot of money on it. It's a good deal for her, obviously. And the first year, Peter will co-write the script with me every morning from 9 to 12. And we get 2 50-minute breaks, and then from 12 to 1, it's lunchtime. Everyone eats lunch. And then from 1 to 5, it's console arts for me, Peter, Guillermo Toro, VJ, my 2 script developers twice a week, obviously, and the console arts. And then Fran and Barry Osmond will be helping out my 17 with the business calls in the afternoon. They're going to be hard at work all day from 9 to 5. Put them to work, obviously. Help out your 17. And 10 people is more than enough to make all the calls. You have 13 people making calls, right? You have the 3, and in my 7, you also have me, VJ, and Peter. That's enough. More than enough people to make all the calls. As I want to keep my company simple. I don't want to what? I want to keep my company simple. I don't want to what? I don't want to have it become crazy where I have like 100 employees. No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can easily hire like 15, 20 employees, but if I do, I have to pay them a very modest salary. I'll pay them a rich salary, but I'll pay those guys like a $150,000, $200,000 a year salary or something like that. If I were to hire 20 people, I'd pay my main 7 to millions, and everyone else makes like 150,000 plus a year, 170 or 200K a year. You can do that if you want, but you don't need 20 people. It's a waste of money. 7 people is more than enough to make the calls, and you have 3 people help them out. You hire a team, a small team, 7 team, and you have hire assistants to help them. That way you make it work, obviously. So me, VJ, and Peter will handle all the main stuff, except for the sets. And my 7 team, and Barry Osmond and Fran will handle, and Guillermo Toro will handle everything else. They're going to make a lot of calls for the first year, obviously. So Peter, you know what I'm saying? And then when we do concert arts from 1 to 5, I will give Peter and all members of my 7 team and everyone else 2 50-minute breaks. The way they're not stressed out. So we work from 1 to like 3. Now, at 3 o'clock, everyone gets a 50-minute break. You know what I'm saying? Then we work from 3 to like 4. We work from 3 to like 4. Or we work from 1 to 2:30, and you get a 50-minute break. Then we work from 2:45 to like 4:15 to 4 o'clock. Then we get a 50-minute break. Then we work for 45 minutes. Now, 5 o'clock, everyone's done work. 17 can go home sometime with their family. And the limo driver will pick up Peter, Fran, Barry Osborne, George Lucas, and the concert arts and take them to the luxury hotel at their suites. And all I ask Peter is that he dedicates a good hour and a half of his time to take notes, and I'll have Guillermo Toro help him out, and his wife Fran can help him out too. That way, Peter has a lot of help for taking his notes for the what, for the script, for what we wrote on that day, obviously. And how I'll have it work is when I write the script, I'll buy a bunch of notebooks, obviously. I'm going to write it on pencil to paper, and Peter Jackson, my 2 girls, will be with me, helping me out. VJ can be in the office making business calls or whatever it is, chilling, whatever it is. And then what? Obviously. And then once I wrote the script for that day, obviously. In the afternoon when I do consults, I'll hire that guy. He'll type out what me, Peter, and all them wrote down on my computer. I'm going to tell him, look, man, this is my Hotmail. Here's my password. Here is my Hotmail. Make sure you what? Say every time you write the script, save a file on my Hotmail and save it on this desktop and save it on I'll buy a USB, save it on a USB, and I'll keep my USB in my office. Save it in a good like 3 locations. In my Hotmail, save it on my Hotmail, save it on my USB. Obviously. What I'll do is I'll buy 2 USBs. One USB for me and VJ in my office, and another USB for Peter. Hey, Peter, keep this USB. Obviously. That way, whenever you want to go over your script on your laptop or something like that, you have access to the file. You give Peter a USB, something like that. And I'll ask Peter, do you want to buy your own notebooks or do you want me to buy it for you? I don't mind buying it for you. Or you want to, I'll just buy it myself. Yeah, it's cheap. It only costs you, I don't know, buy 10 notebooks. It'll cost you a good $50, $60. It's cheap. You can afford it. You're rich, and I paid your Tumblr loans. You can easily afford it. See what I'm saying? And make sure when you take your notes period, you mark all the scenes. That way you're organized. That way, whenever you're going over your notes, you know if you want to go over a section, it's easier for you to find all the sections because you marked everything. Make sure you market the way you're organized. And Peter will help me sign the contracts for all the crewmen who I'm flying in the first year. So Weta Workshop, the costume designers, the people overseeing the extras, and what the people who are going to create the masks. Sign those guys the first year. And sign the nutritionist and the trainer the first year too, as well as the dialect coaches. Sign those guys all the first year. You need those guys to be prepared, obviously. No, the dialect coach I can sign the second year. I'll hire 1 or 2 dialect coaches. I'll sign those guys the second year. But the training nutritionists, you have to sign those guys the first year, as they're going to have to prepare a training schedule for all my stars who are in the movie for the training, and a nutritionist is going to prepare a diet for me, VJ, and all the actors. We have to eat healthy food, our chicken, our salad, all that way your body looks healthy and you're prepped for the roles. I'm saying, I know what I'm doing. And Peter will help me make the calls for the main things, except for the set building. The set building is the main thing too, but I'll have Jon Favreau and Filoni or whoever I hire take care of that, whereas me and Peter will take care of the other stuff. So the hotel party at the Bergenstock Hotel in Switzerland, the 2-day party, and the red carpet event. My deal is $10 million for the organizers and the owners for Bergenstock Hotel. That's a good deal for them. If they want like $20 million, my guys, you're ripping me off. I'm not going to pay $20 million. $10 million is my final offer. If you don't like it, I'll find another hotel, which I'll be very pissed off because the Bergenstock Resort is like the best hotel in Switzerland. It's a beautiful hotel. I showed you guys pictures, man. It's a beautiful luxury hotel, yeah. So $10 million is going towards the 2-day party. I want all you can drink alcohol for the party. Ivan, you want it inside and out? You want it to be a professional, like, relaxed party where everyone has suits and they drink wine and talk? No. I want it to be a wild party where everyone's in their street clothes, their beach wear. You know what I'm saying? You hire 2 DJs and there's a party inside and out booked for all my cast and crew. I'm saying? Tell them what they know. You guys need to hire security guards. I want buffet feeding 3 times a day for my cast and crew for the 2 days. All you can drink alcohol. Make sure you hire security guards. You need to rent or buy the red carpet. Obviously, my photographers will take the pictures for the billboards, but you have to pay for the billboards through the $10 budget. We'll send you the pictures, and you prepare the billboards. I want like a good 2 billboards around the city, and then like a couple of billboards around the hotel for the red carpet. I also want a background for the Sky Source and Amazon background for the red carpet pictures. I need you to hire a good 14 photographers to take pictures with my 3. 17 photographers is enough for the red carpet. Whereas in Hollywood, they have something crazy like 50, 60 photographers. It's fucking crazy. That's crazy. I don't need 50, 60 photographers. Have a good 14 photographers take pictures with my 3. And make sure you rent top quality photography cameras that are used for the red carpet. The ones that they use in Hollywood. Yeah, rent those cameras. And however much you want to pay the photographers is up to you. You want to pay them $500, $250 for a couple hours of pictures. Pay with them whatever you want. Obviously, you need to have barricades. You need to have crowd control. Obviously, you're looking at a lot of fans. You need to have barricades in the streets and then around the hotel for the fans. Obviously, something crazy. Ivan, do you want the luxury hotel take place inside or outside? You can have it take place both, inside and outside. The red carpet starts inside. And the actors walk and they take pictures with the fans, obviously, and sign all the autographs. And they take pictures in the inside. And they also take pictures with the stars take pictures together outside in the hotel, obviously. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's going to work. Give me a sec, guys. I got to use the washroom. It's because if we don't want to wait. I'll be back in a couple minutes here. It's because if we don't want to wait. Don't hate me, son. already. Sorry about that. I had to go use the bathroom. I don't tell you what I did. It's gross. But I have to use the bathroom real quick. It's good to video, guys, if you don't like waiting, man. Yeah. Because people ask me, Ivan, what hotel are you thinking of? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he already saw my videos. He saw those pictures. Oh, Peter, I'm thinking of the Bergensark Resort. Ivan, this hotel you're renting for 2 days, Ivan? A 2-day party? You're going to have the red carpet at the hotel, Ivan? I'm like, yeah, Peter, Ivan, that's unique. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood doesn't do this. Yeah, Ivan, you're looking at an amazing event for this. I'm like, yeah, you're looking at something crazy. I might book a few streets around the hotel, too. You're looking at like a parade, man. Ivan, so you want like a parade? I want something like a parade around the city. You have like 2-3 boroughs around the city. You book the street for a good 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Worst comes to worst, I can give Bergensark Resort a bit more money if it costs them a lot of money to rent the streets for a couple hours. You only have to rent it for a good 4 hours, and the event's over. A parade around the city, and then it leads to it goes to the hotel. You don't have to do that, but we'll see what happens. You're looking at a crazy event, man. Something crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to help you out, Peter. Help me out with that call. We'll call the Bergensark Hotel, and we'll talk to the owners and organizers and managers, and we're going to book the hotel for a 2-day party, for an event at the luxury hotel for my cast and crew, and the red carpet event will be featured at the hotel. For all my movies, all my red carpets are featured at the hotel, which is very cool, obviously. So, Peter, my deal is $10 million for Bergensark Hotel. I'm not going any higher than that for them, obviously. And Peter will help me make the calls for the IMAX cameras. I'm going to rent a good 10 cameras. That's enough. Peter, is 10 enough? Ivan, 10's enough. Yeah, I don't want to waste money and rent like 20, 30 cameras. You're wasting money. 10 cameras is enough for the movie. You can have 4 main ones for the main shots, and the other ones you use for high shots, gliding shots, side shots, all that stuff. I'm going to rent the IMAX film cameras. So Peter will help me. We're going to call the best companies in America that Hollywood uses for the films. We're going to rent 10 cameras. And we're going to rent the equipment for the cameras. The lighting equipment, the sound equipment, the gliding equipment, the camera moving stands. We have to rent all that. Don't buy it, rent it. Rent it from the companies. Don't buy it. I don't want to own all that stuff. No. Rent it. That way, once filming's finished, we can return we can return everything. The only stuff I'll buy is like, I don't know, the photography cameras that the photographer's going to use. I might buy that. I can use it for a good like 10 years, and I'll buy new ones. And I can donate it or sell it off after like 10 years for a couple $100. You can do that if you want. The photography cameras, the laptops, the computers, that the web design and graphics I use, I can buy all that, obviously. Brad's editing software, I can buy a top high-end editing software, the best in the world for him, or he can bring his own editing software from home. I'm gonna ask Brad, do you want me to buy a professional editing software for you for your walkthroughs, or do you want to bring your own software from home? Ivan, I can bring my own software from home. Okay, if you want to bring your own software from home, you can bring it from home. You can bring it with you on the jet, or I can buy a professional setup for you. It's up to you. Ask Robert that way. Ask Robert what he prefers, obviously. See what I'm saying? Yeah. And Peter will help me make the calls for the CGI technology software equipment for Weta Digital to work with for the special effects, obviously. All the stuff to do with special effects, we need to rent all that. The sound department, the sound mixing department, the VFX, the editing software, all that stuff. Peter will help me make those calls. Yeah, he'll help me make those calls, obviously. So whereas for what? For the score, I'll have my team make the calls for all the stuff for the score, for Hans Zimmer's scoring. The conductor, the instruments, everything. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Have your team make the call for that. And then Peter will help make the call for what? The sewing equipment for creating the custom making all the costumes for all the actors and some of the extras. So I'm gonna ask the costume designers, okay, how many costumes can you guys make in 2 years? Ivan, we can make a good 6,000-7,000 costumes. Okay, make a good 6,000-7,000 costumes for the extras, and custom make all the costumes for all the actors in the movie. For all the major stars, make a good 3 to 4 costumes each for them. That's enough. And then for the minor characters, you can have 1 or 2 costumes for the minor characters. So I'm saying, you need to create a couple costumes because Taki's in them wear different stuff in the movie now. So when you read the book, obviously. So I'm saying, and then Peter will help me the calls for the tools for creating all the armor and weapons for Weta Workshop. So I'm going to ask Clarissa, how many armor and weapons can you guys create in 2 years? We can create a good maybe 7,000-8,000. Okay, make a good 7,000-8,000. Make all the armor and weapons for all the actors in the movie who are fighting, both animal and human, obviously. And then try to make as much costumes and armor and weapons for all the extras, for the bats and the wolves. We could make a good maybe 8,000-10,000 armor and weapons in 2 years. Okay, make 10,000, and then the remaining, I don't know, 16,000 armor and weapons for the rest of the extras, obviously. The weapons and armor for the rest of the extras, obviously. I'll just call a top-notch company. I'll have my team call a top-notch company, and we rent it or buy it. Buy the armor, buy all the weapons. That's going to cost me millions. Armor and weapons are very pricey. To get a good 17,000 armor weapons is going to cost me like 10, 15 million bucks, something crazy. But because I have a big $37 budget, I can easily afford it. It's going to cost me 10, 15, 16, 17 million dollars, something crazy, obviously. Whereas the costumes is cheaper. So once the costume designs create there's, I don't know, 6,000-7,000 costumes for the extras, obviously, and the actors, obviously. Once they've reached their limit, have your team make the call and they rent or buy nice medieval clothing for the rest of the extras. But the clothing won't cost much. It'll cost me a few million bucks, maybe $5, $6, $7 million. It's cheaper. Whereas the costumes and weapons are going to cost you something crazy like 10, 15, 20, even 20 million, even 18 million bucks, something crazy. But because I have a big $37 budget, I can easily afford it. Hence why I'm going to have a lot of money left over in all my sections. I'm going to pour the rest of that towards specials. It's an amazing movie, yeah, man. Obviously. And it'll help me make the calls for the machines. I'll rent a good 5 machines that are going to print all the masks for all the animal characters, the animal actor characters in my movie, as well as all the extras. People tell me, Ivan, if you want to print, people be like, Ivan, if you want to print, like, I don't know, like, if you want to print a good what? I don't know. If you want to print a good, like, 33,000 masks for all these extras for the bats and wolves, you're going to have to rent a lot of machines. Yeah, I'll rent a good 5 that can print a good maybe 40, 50 masks a day. Obviously. Okay, I want you guys to print a good 40 to 50 masks every day. You have to work all day. Blood, sweat, and tears. You got to print this. That way you can pull off making. Yeah, if you print a good 50 masks a day, we can pull off making 30,000 masks in 2 years. Yes. So because you not only have the animal characters, you also have the extras. The extras are going to have to wear those demonic masks too. You have the civilians in Barak. You have the Eretat's army. All those extras have to wear those demonic masks, obviously. And costumes, right? Yeah, it's a lot of work. You also have the bats in the caves. I'll have a good maybe 1,500, 2,000 bats in the caverns. In the movie, there's only about like 600, 700 bats. But in the book, there's only like 700 bats. But in the movie, I might have them be 2,000 bats in the caves. 1,500 bats. So I'm saying, yeah, you have to print all that, obviously. You'll help me make the calls for that. And it'll help me make the calls for the food. The food and the drinks. So buying all the food from the farm, we'll call it the top-notch farm in Switzerland. And we're going to buy all the food. All the food. Food from the farms. Potatoes, tomatoes, onions, carrots, peas, rice, flour, pork, beef, chicken. You know what I'm saying? Cheese. Beef. Did I say beef? Yeah, beef. Obviously. All that, yeah. All going towards the budget, obviously. Right? We're also going to have to rent the vending machines. I'll rent. We're going to have to rent vending machines. Okay, Ivan, how much crewmen? Okay, I'm serving 1,500 people. Okay, you're going to have to rent a good maybe 10 vending machines for 1,500 people. No, 6 is enough. Rent a good 6 to 8 vending machines for the soft drinks, the milkshakes, the French vanilla, the coffee, the tea. I heard Peter likes tea. Peter, you like tea? I like tea. Okay, fine. I'll have us buy tea. That way you have a nice tea for yourself every morning while you film. You have a nice tea for yourself. Peter has nice tea for himself. So I'm saying, when the actors wake up, when the makeup artists are putting the makeup on them, they can have a nice coffee for themselves that way they're awake. I'm also gonna, yeah, obviously. Whereas the beer, I'll have my team make the calls for the beer. Okay, you're gonna have to make the calls, and you're gonna have to order a bunch of beer from a top-notch company. For the beer, order beer from a company in Switzerland. That way it's cheaper for shipping, obviously. Okay, I'm going to have 3 beer day every Friday for production, obviously. Every Friday per production, the 4th year and the 3rd year, the crewmen get 3 beers. The third year, the crewmen get 3 beers too every Friday when they're prepping in Switzerland. And the 4th year, everyone gets 3 beers every Friday. And you're also going to have, my 7th team are also going to have to make calls for a bunch of liquor alcohol for the once a month parties the 3rd year for the crewmen in Switzerland. And my accountant will make the calls for the once-on parties for the alcohol for me and all the actors, and a trainer, nutritionist, and what. Sorry, and the stuntmen and all them for the parties. The third year, one of the actors are staying with or training with me in Vancouver. So I'm saying, yeah. And then Peter will help make the calls for the kitchen equipment. Peter will tell me, Ivan, you don't have to rent kitchen equipment. Just rent the trailer for that. We cook food in the trailer for Lord of the Rings. Peter, I'm not going to be cheap like Hollywood. I want a nice kitchen equipment for what? For the chef, where the chefs can make the food. I know I'm doing. I want my equipment to be top notch. There's nothing worse than having chefs make all this food in a fucking trailer. No, you need a professional kitchen for that. A nice fridge, a nice stove, a nice oven, a nice hot plate where you store all the food, nice forks, nice spoons, nice knives, nice plates. You know what I'm saying? All that you have to make. You have to rent a top notch kitchen equipment like MasterChef quality, man. You know the show MasterChef with Gordon Ramsay? Yeah, top notch kitchen equipment like that. We'll rent the kitchen equipment from a top notch company in Switzerland. That way it's cheaper for shipping. So all the main stuff to do with the movie, I'll get everything in America. America has all the best stuff. People will tell me, "Oh, Ivan, America has all the best stuff," but for the food and the kitchen equipment and the drinks, just call a top notch company from Switzerland for that. See what I'm saying? Call a top notch company in Switzerland for that. That way it's cheap. I save money with shipping costs. There's nothing worse than shipping something all the way from America. It'll cost more money. No, call a top notch company in Switzerland and rent all the nice stuff. People help me with all that. Show my camera for a sec.